Definitely teaches me teamwork, and discipline is definitely one of the key factors in hard work pays off.
I used to be sad all the time and used to be mean to people, but now I'm I talk more, I'm more social.
Well, we'd like to welcome you to the pizza luncheon. I know everybody's a little excited to get and enjoy some pizza. That is the luncheon provided by the Bossier Sheriffs for the Bossier Sheriffs Young Marines by the Allen West Foundation. We are extremely honored and privileged. By the way, just to let you know, this is their first event as a foundation, and we are extremely honored to have Dr. Finley from the Allen West Foundation for not only the pizza luncheon, but for the donation to the Bossier Sheriffs Young Marines program.
Thank you for this food, and may this food go for the nourishment of our bodies, and may our bodies be used for Christ's work. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Bossier Parish Sheriff Julian Whittington.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and our young Marines and former Marines and the whole staff and parents and supporters, thank you for being here for this program. It's sad. I'll just say it is sad that to do what we just did up here a few moments ago with an opening prayer and pledging allegiance and mentioning God is somehow now suddenly offensive and prohibited, and all the other kind of adjectives you want to attach to it is just so ridiculous. It's hard to believe we're even here today talking about it. But we've decided here in Bossier that I certainly didn't condone or promote or feel that these were offending anyone, and I knew the people in Bossier Parish would feel the same way I did. So we made a decision. We're going to do it the way it needs to be done. This is one of the best programs they've ever had. 88%. Saturday, we'll graduate the 29th class with close to 1,100 young men and women, and 88% success rate. These are the type of programs you increase, you expand, you put more money into them. It's working. Defunding, I mean, it's so ludicrous, silly, ridiculous, it just makes you do interviews, and I tell them the whole story, and at the end of it, the reporter, the person will say, what else? What? That's it. I just told you the whole thing, and I mean, they just look at you like they can't believe it either. But we're sticking with our guns here. I don't know where it's going to end. Just to give you an update, so far nothing's happened. We're kind of in a stalemate here. We're going to see what happens. I frankly never dreamed that this would go as long as it has. I thought surely somebody in this whole chain of people between here and Baton Rouge and Washington, at some point, someone would intervene and say, this is ridiculous, let's get this fixed. But I think probably the problem is deeper than certainly I envisioned. Department of Justice is locked in, and so have I. And so we'll see what happens next. But it makes you the decision, that when I made a decision to do what I did, that you would support it, and that people just like the Allen West Foundation and others, we've raised, as you may or may not know, about $30,000 is what we would lose from the funding. We've already had that many in donations. That much in donations. I've had churches call and say, how much more do you need? We'll be there before noon. So the money, and the reason I haven't, and we could have raised, I don't know, probably no telling how much, because I've had call after call after call. But I didn't want to get focused over on raising money and donations, although that is important and we're very appreciative of the donation. But I want to keep the focus on the real issue, and that's just that the Department of Justice, the federal government, could, would, and did take the time to ensure that we couldn't have voluntary prayer or the mere mention of God. That's the focus of this whole thing. It's not the money, although it is appreciated. We've stated our case, and we're sticking with it, and knowing that you support us and organizations like this support it, make it that much easier to do what we need to do. So thank you for your support, and thank you for being here today.
Essentially, our mission is to encourage, inspire, inform, educate those folks who want to become conservative leaders, minorities, women, ex-military, former military, You know, that's the focus that Colonel West found for this foundation when he thought up the idea back in January. You know, Alan was a second lieutenant, 22 years of service of his country, and he was the kind of fellow that he really, you know, didn't want to end his service to the country. So when the time came, he ran for Congress first time. Didn't quite make it because we only had about 8 months to get him geared up. And second time around, he made it. And he was the first black Republican from Florida to serve in the House of Representatives since Reconstruction, which was quite a feat. So the foundation basically bears his name, and it's encouraging folks that really want to step up and get into the arena to do so, and we're trying to help you do that. Dear Sheriff Whittingham, on behalf of the Allen West Foundation, I am delighted to present this check for $2,000 to Bossier Sheriff's Young Marines program, and I want to personally offer my commendation and heartfelt support for the work you are doing to instill the values of honesty, integrity, and respect in your community's young men and women.
Having Dr. Finley all the way up from Florida is certainly rewarding, but the Allen West Foundation, just to know that they know who we are and be affiliated with them. They're a conservative organization, Christian principles. He says what he thinks. He's just a great person in the organization to be affiliated with. It is really pleasing to us. The donation was appreciated as well.
So he was very interested in supporting this from the aspect that freedom of speech, the mention of God, it's something that it's near and dear to this country, and it's what makes this country the country that it is. And so we contacted the sheriff, we contacted some of the other folks in the Young Marine program and found out some details. And the colonel said, get out there and say hello. And that's how we eventually got out here.
You get to see the kids and this obligation, they say, and you get to see their demeanor here today. How does it make you feel to see the youth right here in Bossier Parish and the prospect we have for our future?
It's incredible. The young people are absolutely, in Bossier Parish, on the right track to becoming the next generation of leaders for this country. Having the guidance, having the role models that they have with the volunteers in the Young Marine program, it's just incredibly gratifying for me to see. And you can tell it. If you look at these children in the face when they're saying the oath, when they're saying the motto, when they're standing at attention, when they're in color guard or parade formation, they take great pride in this. And that in itself is just an incredible thing to instill in a child. Self-esteem, confidence, the knowledge to know that they can do anything if they try hard enough, that they're not alone, that teamwork is what's important. You know, the commitment, the courage, the determination that you can instill at a young age is just incredible to see it follow through with these children when they grow up. And this truly will be the next leaders of our country.
Well, this is the 5th class that I've personally been involved with, 4 Young Marines and 1 diversion class. I can't say I've done all this myself. I've had a great group of Marine volunteers as well as Kim Elmore, Marie Hahn. So.
But tell me, the transformation, it's not just a job to you.
Not anymore. Maybe at first. My wife has asked me before, did I think I was where I was supposed to be? And just as recently, I think the answer is yes.
Now, you talk about the Marine Corps support you get. You talk about the folks at the Reserve Center here and how important they are to it. Could you tell me why and talk about the value that they bring to this program, the authenticity of the United States Marine Corps?
Right. I think with the Marine Corps, you get the absolute, you get the real deal. I mean, these are real Marines, real devil dogs.